Survival games are amazing. You can go explore a beautiful world, build your own base, and play the game exactly as you want. But the best feature is the replayability. And in this video, we're taking a look at the best survival games you can literally play forever and always find new things to do. Enjoy. The first game on our list is Grounded, a survival adventure game where you're shrunk down to the size of an insect, and you must then survive in a dangerous backyard environment. You and your friends can go explore the yard, gather resources, build a base, and fend off hostile insects like ants, spiders, and more. The game also has a really good crafting system and a day-night cycle that adds a ton to the survival challenge. And with a very unique setting, really good co-op gameplay, and a very immersive world, Grounded is absolutely worth your money. Number 2, State of Decay Juggernaut, an open-world survival zombie game where you must manage your own community of survivors. You'll need to scavenge for resources, build a base, and defend against hordes of the undead. This game has a big focus on community management, where you must be the one to make tough decisions to keep your group alive. And if you're looking for a new survival game that will really challenge you, then this one is absolutely worth your time. Number 3, The Solus Project, a first-person survival exploration game where you crash land on an alien planet and you must then explore it, but also survive its very dangerous environment. The game has a big focus on atmospheric storytelling and survival mechanics, where you must manage your resources like food, water, and shelter while uncovering a ton of secrets of the planet. So if you want to try a very different survival game with a good mix of survival elements, exploration, but also quite intriguing narrative, then I highly recommend trying this game. Number 4, Rust, a multiplayer survival game where you must scavenge for resources, build shelter, and craft the weapons, and then use all of this to protect yourself from the environment but also other players. The game has a massive open world setting where you and other players can form alliances or even engage in PvP combat for resources and territory. So if you want to try a survival game but with a massive focus on brutal PvP combat, then this one is right up your alley. Number 5, Green Hell, a survival game set in the Amazon rainforest where you must survive by crafting tools, building shelter, and hunting for food while fending off tons of wildlife and managing your mental and physical health. Green Hell really stands out for its very realistic survival mechanics. This will include the need to treat wounds, infections, and even manage your psychological well-being. The game also includes a co-op mode in case you want to team up with your friends to explore the jungle together. And it's honestly one of the best survival games out there if you're looking for a more immersive survival setting that will truly challenge your skills. Number 6, 7 Days to Die, an open-world survival horror game set in a post-apocalyptic world that is completely overrun by zombies. In this game, you must gather resources, build weapons and tools, build your own base, and then survive waves of the undead that grow increasingly stronger over time. This game will focus heavily on crafting, exploration, and base building, and I highly recommend playing this game if you want to try a more strategic survival game that is honestly great to play alone, but also with friends. Number 7, Conan Exiles, a survival game set in a brutal world of Conan the Barbarian. You start with absolutely nothing, and you must then survive in a harsh, overworld environment by gathering resources, crafting tools, and building your own kingdom. This game has a really vast world filled with many types of dangers, anywhere from hostile creatures to rival players in multiplayer, and it's honestly a fantastic game for its deep crafting system, the combat, and the world building mechanics. Number 8, Satisfactory, a survival factory building game where you and your friends can explore an alien planet, gather resources, and then construct massive automated factories. The game has a massive focus on resource management, exploration, and engineering, where you can design complex production lines that will create even more advanced products. And the game is honestly great with its sprawling world filled with diverse biomes, really complex building mechanics, and an expansive world. And while it might not be known for its amazing survival mechanics, it is still a fantastic game that is absolutely worth your time and money. Number 9, Astroneer, a space exploration and sandbox game where you can explore a massive universe, gather resources, and build bases. What truly sets the game apart is the sheer creativity. You can shape the terrain, you can craft vehicles, and research new technology as you explore the galaxy. The game has a massive emphasis on creativity and exploration, where the co-op mode allows you to team up with your friends to explore and build together. And it's definitely one of the more relaxing survival games, but it's still a ton of fun and allows for endless creativity in a really delightful space survival experience. Number 10, RimWorld, a colony management game where you oversee a group of survivors. You must manage their needs, build shelters for them, and defend your colony from various threats like raiders, wildlife, and natural disasters. This game is great for its deep simulation mechanics. This will include the colonists' personalities, their relationships, and even their skills, which will highly influence the success or failure of your colony. And RimWorld, with a really good mix of strategy, survival, and storytelling, is honestly a fantastic game that you can literally play forever. Number 11, Raft, a co-op survival game where you and your friends are stranded on a small raft in the middle of the ocean. You must then gather resources in the form of floating debris, expand your your raft, and craft tools, all while avoiding the dangers like sharks. This game will offer you a really unique survival experience as you build and improve your floating home, fish for food, and explore all the islands you come across. And with a massive focus on co-op mode and exploration, Raft is a really amazing survival game that is absolutely worth your money. Number 12, Sons of the Forest, a survival horror game where you're stranded on a mysterious island filled with hostile creatures, and you must then survive by gathering resources, crafting tools, and building your own base. The game has a massive focus on exploration, crafting, and survival, as you must uncover the island's dark secrets. And if you're looking for a new survival game that will really challenge you, with realistic graphics and intense atmosphere, then Sons of the Forest is a must-play. Number 13, Valheim, a survival game set in a massive world inspired by Norse mythology. You play as a Viking warrior, and you must then explore the world, hunt for resources, build settlements, and craft weapons to defeat powerful bosses. The game offers both single player and multiplayer mode in case you want to team up with your friends and tackle the bosses together. And Valheim is honestly great, with a good combination of survival mechanics, exploration, and co-op gameplay in a really immersive and open world environment. And with the really great modding support, you can completely overhaul the entire game with a single mod. So as you can imagine, the replay value is massive. Number 14, DayZ, a survival game set in a post-apocalyptic world where you must survive against zombies but also other players. You will start with the most minimal supplies, and you must then scavenge for food, water, and weapons, while avoiding the threats of zombies and hostile survivors. DayZ will focus heavily on realism, where you must manage your hunger, thirst, and injuries. But what truly sets the game apart is how harsh and unforgiving the world can be, with a really tense and immersive experience where every interaction with another player can be a life or death scenario. Number 15, Subnautica, an open world survival game set in the depths of an alien ocean. And after crash landing, you must then explore an underwater environment, gather resources, and craft equipment to survive while uncovering the mysteries of the planet. The game offers a really good mix of exploration, crafting, and base building as you dive deeper into the ocean and uncover more of its secrets. And Subnautica is honestly great, with its beautiful visuals, immersive world, and really captivating story that is unlike any other survival game out there. Number 16, Project Zomboid, a hardcore survival game set in a zombie-infested world where your main objective is to survive as long as possible. And you do this by gathering resources, building defenses, and fending off hordes of zombies while managing your character's physical and mental well-being. This game will focus heavily on deep survival mechanics. This will include hunger, illness, and even emotional state, adding a ton to the realism and difficulty to the gameplay. So if you want to try a new survival game with really challenging gameplay, complex systems, but also really intriguing and immersive atmosphere, then Project Zomboid is a must-play for you. Number 17, Days Gone, an overworld survival game set in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by zombie-like creatures called freakers. This game has a big focus on exploration, resource management, and combat, and you do this by gathering resources, craft weapons, and defend yourself against both freakers but also hostile human factions. And with a great story-driven narrative, dynamic weather system, and a quite immersive world, Days Gone is absolutely worth your money. Number 18, Ark Survival Evolved, an overworld survival game where you wake up stranded on a mysterious island filled with dinosaurs. You must then gather resources, craft tools, and build shelters in order to tame and defend yourself against dinosaurs and other players. And it's truly an amazing game to play with your friends, where you can team up and build bases together. And with a great expansive world, a deep crafting and building systems, Ark Survival Evolved is honestly one of the best survival games out there, both in terms of fun but also replay value. Number 19, SCUM, a multiplayer survival game that combines overworld exploration with very detailed survival mechanics. The game is set in a futuristic dystopian reality where you play as prisoners and you're forced to fight for your freedom. And you do this by managing your hunger, your thirst, and stamina while navigating a vast island filled with dangerous wildlife and hostile players. But what truly makes SCUM stand out is the character customization and skill progression, as well as the deep survival mechanics like the metabolism that will affect your survival. And SCUM, with a really good blend of realism, survival mechanics, and PvP combat, is honestly a must-buy if you want to try a more hardcore and challenging experience that will really test your survival skills. Number 20, Stranded Deep, a survival game where you are stranded on a small tropical island after a plane crash. You must then gather resources, craft tools, and build shelter while trying to survive against the elements, the wildlife, and the vast unforgiving ocean. The game truly stands out for its realistic survival mechanics. This will include hunting, fishing, and crafting, but also with the need to manage your health, your hunger, and thirst. And Stranded Deep is honestly great, as you need to go explore many different islands, manage your resources, and survive in a remote, deserted environment, and will offer a truly immersive experience that is absolutely worth your time. And now for our bonus games. The first one is Surviving Mars, a city building and survival simulation game where you must establish and manage a colony on Mars. Mars. You must create infrastructure, manage resources like oxygen and water, and ensure the survival of your colony. And while it may not have many survival mechanics and does stand out quite a bit from the others on the list, it is still a great game with highly detailed resource management but with a great focus on strategy, and is truly a standout game. And now for our second bonus game, and that is of course The Long Dark, a survival game set in the frozen wilderness of northern Canada, where you play as a lone survivor and must navigate a harsh environment, scavenge for supplies, and fend off dangerous wildlife. This game has a massive focus on realism, with great survival mechanics like hunger, cold, and fatigue that will affect your ability to survive. And while it won't offer endless replayability like the other games on the list, it is still absolutely worth playing for its amazing story and really harsh gameplay mechanics that will truly challenge your survival skills. For more amazing games, click here.